Hello, welcome to another episode of Forgotten Cemeteries, Pacific Northwest. Today we're at Ballston Cemetery, located in Ballston, Oregon, Polk County, and our first Polk County visit, I believe. Alternative names of the cemetery include Ball Family and Ballston. So let's go meet some of the local residents and hear their story. Alright, a little history about this cemetery, and this would be a subscriber recommendation cemetery, so thank you, Luke Mortar. I think that's how you say your last name. Apologies if I massacred it. We have an establishment date of 1853, so a very old one. There's 25 to 100 burials per the Oregon Burial Site Guide. Finder grave is showing 122 though. The town of Ballston was founded in 1878 by Isaac Ball, who was buried at this very cemetery. Obviously we'll pay him a visit, but they are from England and were part of the 1848 Oregon migration, so very early arrivals here. Isaac was a heavy supporter of the railroad industry coming through here back then. Therefore, Dayton, Sheraton, and Grand Ronde Railroad had a station here. Unfortunately, the station ran out of money by 1879, but was saved by some Scotsman gentlemen and formed the Oregon Railway. Then finally, in 2009, it became part of the Southern Pacific Transportation Company. From there, my reads are telling me that Ballston is a bit of a ghost town these days. There's an old school here somewhere, established in 1855, and it's believed to be the oldest school building in the state still standing. Today we'll learn about the French Reign of Terror, and we'll visit the founder of Ballston as well. Here's our first stop, Isaac Ball himself, the founder of Ballston, born in 1812 in Staffordshire, England. His parents were farmers back in England and had 12 children, but a note said that Isaac was the only remaining survivor of the family. At the age of 20, he came to the USA, and it appears he got around here early into the USA. First, he was a brickmaker living around the Hudson and Albany area. In 1836, he went to the city of Sin, New Orleans, and was sort of doing just odd jobs, anything he could find. He moved to Wisconsin for a bit, and then to Illinois. He would meet a woman named Abigail Howland at this time, and she would end up being his future wife. She is buried at this cemetery as well. 1848 comes around, and Isaac would take his family along the Oregon Trail, so again, early arrivals. Isaac almost became a casualty along the trail as something spooked their cattle and they took off. Isaac would break his leg in the process, so he was laid up in the wagon the rest of the trip. That injury would cause him to sort of walk crooked the rest of his life, I guess. He would take part in the gold rush and come back with a decent profit. From there, the dude made bank, owning a ton of property, founding Ballston, and being a big supporter of the railroad coming through this area. He helped build churches, served on the school board, and as a county commissioner at one time. He died in 1895 and was a highly respected guy in the end. Our second stop is the individual with probably the most unique memorial in the whole cemetery, and the only one that has a gated community here. And that would be a Warren LaFollette, French if you can believe that, and born in 1815. I picked this headstone because he does have Revolutionary War ties. His grandfather, Joseph Jacob LaFollette, served in the Revolutionary War. However, let's rewind to how the LaFollette name got to Oregon. I'm probably massacring it. His grandfather and family fled France during something called the Reign of Terror. Mainly they were banished from the country, I guess, because they were, Huguenots, French Protestant who were persecuted by the Catholic Church. There was a French Revolution basically going on, and public executions were held, probably to promote fear to the public, and massacres did take place during this time. The LaFollettes were banished by the Catholic government, apparently. I'm guessing they landed in New Jersey since Warren's father was born there. I did read on Joseph Jacob LaFollette's finder grave profile that his father died in the Revolutionary War. And coincidentally, somewhere out there in the town of Russellville in Indiana, you can find LaFollette Cemetery. Alright, our third and final stop is of David Crockett Ackley, born in 1827 in New York and serving in the 10th Minnesota Infantry Company C during the Civil War. He was a wagoneer during the Civil War, and what exactly is a wagoneer? This is word from a forum post I found. The role of a wagoneer was to transport the supplies needed by the Army. He was responsible for driving the wagon and maintaining it, feeding and caring for the mule team that pulled it, ensuring that it was properly loaded, and seeing that its cargo reached its destination safely. The cargo could be anything that an army of the time required: food, medicines, weapons, ammunition, clothing, shelter tents, tools, the soldiers' knapsacks, officers' luggage, don't want to lose that, and anything else the quartermaster corps, the branch of the army that was responsible for obtaining and distributing supplies, felt was needed. It was and still is an essential job, one that is often looked during studying military history. Alrighty, time for the tour. Here's LaFollette. When you first walk in, has this cool gated thing. Blackberries, of course, are getting in the way. Kind of have to be careful. There's someone that lives like right next door to this, so I don't want to film them or anything to be rude. Apologies if I'm quiet or filming one way the whole time, but here's Isaac Ball's headstone, which coincidentally is the largest in the cemetery. The balls are very systematically and methodically lined up. Very clean little plot there. Some good, interesting symbolism here as well. I think if you're into symbolism, you will like this one. There's a Women of the Woodcraft marker, or Woodman of the World marker. I think that's right here, yeah. Erected by Women of the Woodcraft. I don't know if the dove is their symbol, because I commonly thought it was kind of like a tree stump. Maybe that's just the guy's side of things. I don't know. With like axes in it. Something there. I can't make it out. That is really low down. I thought this was a Levi Nance, who is a double veteran of the Mexican War and Civil War. That's kind of a rarity. But very patriotic cemetery again. Some flags are put down, as you can see. Probably from the holiday, so that's cool to see. So somebody's stopping by and paying their respects. So that's U.S. Army. You see these everywhere, little crosses with plates long gone. Not sure if the name's documented somewhere in some plot map somewhere. Hopefully, so you know who it is. It's a hot, dry day in Oregon. Dijon, which is a road you take here. When my wife said it, I thought she said Dijon, like the mustard. And she's like, no, idiot, it's Dijon. I'm like, oh. Whatever. If you watch this channel, you're quickly learning I'm not very good at pronunciation, so whatever. But here's a Woodman of the World marker with the tree stump and the axes. Some individuals in the back. William John Swift, all by himself back here, 54 years old. Oh, I guess I lied. Quisley. Anyways, short visit. Way out in the middle of nowhere, as you can see. If you visit this one, it's kind of, it says dead end. We just keep going and pull down a road. It's kind of like a gravel road, dirt road, and then there's a little bit of parking on the side. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you had any other recommendations for cemeteries to visit in Oregon or even Southern Washington, feel free to comment below. Hope you're doing good, and thanks for watching.